Hello my dear friends and welcome to StudyIQ. I am Joycey Joy and today in this lecture we will discuss about the plastic ban. First of all, let us understand what is the current affair. In the World Environment Day in the year 2018, India won the global acclaim for its Beat Plastic Pollution Resolve. So, the Beat Plastic Pollution Resolve was declared on the World Environment Day in 2018 by India, and the global leaders in the world acknowledged India for its resolve in beating plastic pollution. So, in the future, what we need is a plan for the plastic waste management. So, this is the current affair, and based on this, let us understand the status of plastic pollution in India and also what is the Beat Plastic Pollution Resolve adopted by India. Now, coming to the Beat Plastic Pollution Resolve that was adopted by India in the World Environmental Day in the year 2018. Beat Plastic Pollution is the theme for the World Environment Day in 2018. Now, what is Beat Plastic Pollution? It is a call to action for all the stakeholders to come together to combat plastic pollution. Plastic pollution is one of the greatest environmental challenges of this time. So, beating plastic pollution is the theme for World Environment Day, and it calls for all the stakeholders to take an action against the plastic pollution. So, the theme that is Beat Plastic Pollution necessitates that changes should be made in everyday life in order to reduce the burden of plastic pollution. So, it should be adopted from the ground level or the micro level itself. So, from everyday life to higher degrees, the plastic pollution should be combated. And under the Beat Plastic Pollution Resolve that India had adopted on the World Environment Day in 2018, India resolved or pledged to eliminate single-use plastics by 2022. So, what is meant by the single-use plastics? These are called the use and throw plastics. For example, the plastic which is used to cover the food products that you buy. For example, you buy a packet of Lay's chips. So, the cover would be plastic. This is a single time use and throw plastic. So, India promised or pledged that India would be eliminating all this single use plastics or the use and throw plastic by the year 2022. So, this is in brief about the Beat Plastic Pollution Resolve of India. Now, coming to the recent development in this regard. Now, so far, 22 states and union territories have joined the Beat Plastic Pollution Resolve of government. So, this 22 states and union territories which have joined this resolve, they have agreed that they would ban single-use plastics. So, the single-use plastics include carry bags, food packets, plates, the straw that you use. So, these are the some examples of single-use plastics. They cannot be used or they will be thrown after the first use or the single use. So, such type of single-use plastics would be eliminated or completely banned in this 22 states and union territories which have joined the Beat Plastic Pollution Resolve. And from the experience, those 22 states and union territories which has joined this resolve, they have started seeing a positive result. For example, in the Bangalore city, the amount or the volume of plastic waste being collected dropped from 2 tons to 100 kg. That means the Beat Plastic Pollution Resolve has started showing positive results in those states and UTs or the cities which have adopted this resolve in joining the government. And in many states, in many cities, in many places, we will also see there are many voluntary initiatives taken up by the civil society. This is to reduce the use of plastic, to take initiatives to recycle the plastic and also to sort out the waste. So, these are the developments in this regard. Now, coming to the drawbacks and the measures needed. The first one in packaging. Now, if we look at the usage of plastic is widely used in almost every industries, every sectors. But with regard to the single-use plastics that we have already discussed. So, this single-use plastics which are the most harmful one because they are once used and they are thrown out to the environment causing environmental degradation. So, such type of single-use plastics are mainly used in the consumer goods industries. And this consumer goods industries, use this type of plastics for packaging. For example, the earlier Lay's chips example that we discussed. So here we will see that they use this plastic for packing purpose, and once they are used or consumed, we throw the packet or the wrapper out, causing environmental degradation. So a huge volume of plastic is involved in the packaging industry, especially with regard to the consumer goods industries. And here the online industry also plays a very important role. And the intensity of such packing waste or the one-time plastic waste is more in case of cities. So the government should take robust action in order to address this issue. First of all, the manner in which the waste is collected by this authorities in the city, especially the municipal authorities in the city, must be changed. There should also be mechanisms in order to reuse or recycle this waste. And secondly, the government must charge upon the producers or the giant players for the waste that they generate. So this money should be used in order to invest in recovery process and also recycling. And government should also engage in awareness generation about the reuse of this plastic waste. Or wherever reuse is not possible, an awareness generation should be created for the disposal of this plastic waste efficiently, and thus this can be recycled. Now, secondly, coming to the waste management, let us understand the plastic waste management rules. It specifies that the producers, importers and the brand owners must adopt a collect back system for the plastic that they introduce into the environment. So the plastic waste management rules introduces the provision of collect back system. Now, even though a rule for collect back system has been introduced by the government in the plastic waste management rules, this is not completely implemented. So in the papers there is an existing rule, but the implementation is very weak in many places. So here the problem is with the lower levels of government, the local governments and also the state governments. The state governments and local governments in many states are unwilling to upgrade their waste management systems. Now what can be done here? The waste management rules must be implemented to its true sense. Various stakeholders must take initiative to implement this collect back system, which will put in the responsibility of the plastic pollution to the producers or to the importers or to the owners of the company. Another issue is that the small producers of the plastics face this ban. They are mostly affected due to this ban. But the large industries which are mainly responsible for this plastic pollution, they continue to do their business as usual. So the authorities must resolve this issue as early as possible. So the role or the responsibility must be diluted to the local bodies. This will ensure grassroots level implementation of the extended producer responsibility clause. And also the local governments, especially the municipalities and the panchayats, must be empowered in order to assess the problem and to take up the implementation. So the municipalities and the panchayats, especially the municipalities in the cities, they must be competent enough in order to achieve these targets. So all this calls for a urgent government intervention to achieve the targets of the Beat Plastic Pollution Resolve adopted by the government. You can find the PDF of this lecture on my Facebook page, and for any queries regarding your UPSC preparations, you can get in touch with me on my Facebook page, or you can email me at joyce.studyIQ@gmail.com. Thank you.